welcome back. And if you're new here, welcome. So I have no makeup on because we're getting ready to review the new Urban Decay Born to Run palette. I know, it's like a week or two late. I had a pile of stuff that needed to get filmed and this was sitting there, and now I am finally getting to this beauty. So like always, my face is already done. We're just gonna focus on the eyes to make this video quicker. So if you want to see the look and the review on the Urban Decay Born to Run palette, then stick around. First of all, let's just talk about how beautiful this packaging is, guys. It is amazing. Not something I would expect from Urban Decay, which is mind-blowing in itself. This palette is basically what it means, born to run. You could throw this in your bag and just take it with you wherever you're traveling, wherever you're going. When you open it up, it does have a large mirror on the inside. And then you get 21 shades, from regular neutrals to some jewel tones to mattes. I mean, it's just a well put together palette. The colors are very pretty. I have swatched them. I have not used this at all yet. I know for a fact that Punk is not a unique shade to this palette. Punk has been in other palettes and has made an appearance before, but altogether so far, I mean, based on the packaging and the coloring, this is a nice palette. It is medium weight. It's not too heavy. It's not light. So, I mean, and it won't take up too much room. And look at all these colors. This probably would be the only palette you would need to take with you. Okay, so let's jump into a eye look. Let me go ahead and pull my mirror over here. All right, so let's jump into a eye look using this palette. Again, let me apologize if it looks like I have something sticking out of my nose. It's not a booger. It's not something really gross. I did get my nose pierced, and it is just the coil piece that you see. Sometimes it moves around and it sticks out and it looks a little funky. But just wanted to let you guys know that in case I'm moving and you see something hanging. So first, I think I want to go into Breakaway, which is this shade right here, just a little bit. And Breakaway looks like it does have, yes, it does have a little sparkle. So I'm really going to focus Breakaway more along the brow bone, just so that I get my brow bone covered, because I always forget, guys. Always forget my brow bone. So I'm just going to tuck it under here. Let's move the hair. Now there is some fallout, there is some kick up, but you know, that's with every palette. And if it bothers you, then just let you know. Well, it does have, this is a very pretty color. It's a very light shade, which is nice. So on the same brush, because I just don't feel like cleaning 50,000 brushes, and we really didn't use this, I am going to take Weekend. As you can see, there is, when you tap into it, there is a lot of kick up. And I am going to tuck that right into the center, more along the crease actually. There's another pretty color. It's a very light transition shade, which I like. It kind of almost matches my skin tone, so it's good to set down when you prime your lids. This is a very pretty color. Let's bring this over here a little bit so that I'm not constantly looking away from y'all. Okay. Like, I'm looking at these colors, guys, honestly, and I don't even know where I want to go. There's so many colors in this palette that I want to use that I am so unsure of. Next, I'm going to take Still Shot, which is this pink right here, just a little bit. And I'm going to also focus that right into our crease. This is another pretty color. It's like a light peachy color. This is very pretty. And if you hear all that ruckus, that's my cat thinking that the house is her obstacle course right now. She is a little bit crazy today. Okay, so now I went ahead and did this eye to match this eye. I think next I'm going to take a little bit of Wild Heart. This is such a pretty purple. And I think I'm going to take Wild Heart and place it just really lightly into the crease. Very lightly. Oh, this is a very pretty color. So far I'm liking the colors in this palette that I've chosen to use. They're blending out really, really nice and really pretty, which, you know, Urban Decay for me, guys, honestly has always really been like more of like a hit or a miss. And as you can see, I am trying to just build this up. It's a pretty color, but it does need you to build it up. But like I was saying, Urban Decay for me has always been really like hit or miss. Either I really, really love their palettes, or like I just don't care for them at all. But I'm going to do the same thing to this eye. But so far, I'm really liking this palette. And the colors, although Wild Heart is needing a little finesse, that's absolutely fine. You know, usually when Urban Decay comes out with new palettes, I always find myself asking, do I want to get that palette? Do I need that palette in my life? Because just for me, they've always been so hit or miss. And it's disappointing when you have high hopes for a product and you get it and it's just not working for you. But that's, you know, you live and you learn. Look at these flyaways today. What is going on? These colors are so pretty so far. And they blend so nice together. And these, they just play so well. I'm really liking this. And again, if you feel like when you're doing it, if you lost any of the other colors you put down, just go ahead and go over them and put them back. But so far, that's why I chose this really thin brush for the crease right here, because I really didn't want to go over the colors too much. So next I want to take, what is this, Hell Ride. This is more of a plum kind of red. It's almost a, I don't know. It looks red in the pan, as you could see, but then when you put it on, it's this beautiful purple. So pretty. This one does have a lot of kick up and a lot of fallout. So just be really careful with it. Again, same thing, just in the outer corner on this eye. Just right in the outer corner. And what I like too about this palette is that there's so many shades that you can just put on one or two shades and go and call it a day, and not have to do so many colors. But again, I'm on to use as many as I can today so that I could see which ones I'm liking and which ones I am not. And I'm going to bring this color up, I think, just a little bit, just to deepen this a little bit. And then just go ahead and blend the colors, making sure that you don't have any harsh lines anywhere. And now, well, I do like this color here. I'm going to take the same brush and I'm just going to grab a little bit of Punk and put it here just to deepen it up just a little bit. And as you can see, I'm just patting it in because I don't, there we go. Punk just makes it a little bit more deeper, and then just drag it up and over a little bit. And we're going to blend that out in a second. I always try to put all the colors on first and then go back and do all of my blending. I don't know if that's a good thing, a bad thing, a lazy thing, but that's just what I prefer to do. And again, I want to bring Punk in just a little bit, just because it makes that other color pop. And then blend. Okay, so next I think I want to try this Guilt Trip. This is like a jewel toned purple that is falling out all over the place. This color is pretty, but again, I feel like this one is gonna need some loving. This one has a tremendous amount of fallout to it, guys. Such a pretty color, though. Now I keep going back into the palette, not because there's something wrong with the pigment, although when you do put it on, you need to really pack it on, but I'm only taking a little bit at a time, just because I want to stay in the lines of my eye. And sometimes I find when I go ham into a palette, I tend to get it all over the place. So if you guys are wondering what I used on my face today while I'm doing my eyes here, I used the Flower Beauty Light Illusions foundation, and I used the Chocolate Soleil bronzer, and I used the Flower Beauty concealer. I used Justify My Love blush by Too Faced, and I used a Ofra highlight. Don't remember the name of it, but I will link it down below. This is such a beautiful color. I thought it was going to be a lot darker because it does look darker in the pan, but it's not as dark as it looks, and there's fallout everywhere. Let's go ahead and wipe away this fallout. Such a pretty color. So I'm going to tightline with my L'Oreal Infallible before I go ahead and start my bottom lashes here. I really like the L'Oreal Infallible that is apparently empty. I'll be right back. I have to grab another one. So I'm back. Again, L'Oreal Infallible. This is why I pick up multiple of the items that I really like, because that one was empty and I didn't even know it. But what I was saying was, I really like the L'Oreal Infallible 4 tight lining because it just stays in place all day long and it doesn't really go anywhere at all. And at night, when you're trying getting it off, it's a little bit of a project. That's how good it is. So for my waterline, I'm also going to take this L'Oreal pencil in Cobalt Blue, just because I feel like we have so much purple going on top, just to add a little bit of pop of color. I just want to put this down before we start on the lower lash line with colors. This is a beautiful, beautiful cobalt blue. So, you know what? I want to wet my brush. I want to see what the purple would look like wet. To see if it will intensify it just a little bit more. And it really does. Oh, wetting it makes a world of a difference. I appreciate this color so much more now than I did before. It is such a pretty color, and then when you wet it, bam. This is really nice. Look at the difference with it wet. So I do want to go for my lower lash line, and I want to take some of Hellride, and I want to drag that right underneath this blue, because I think that these two colors together are going to make that blue just really, really pop. And I'm just like kind of tucking it and trying to get it to sit. Wow. It really does, this color really does make the blue just pop so pretty. So far, guys, all in all, I am enjoying this palette. Like I said, I haven't used it yet. This is the first time that I'm using it, so I haven't used all of the colors in here, but I'm very, very surprised. Again, Urban Decay has always really been just hit or miss for me, but I'm really liking this palette. And then I think I'm going to take the Guilt Trip, just a little bit of it, and also tuck that under the other color so that they're there together. So pretty. I think for my inner corner, I'm going to take just a little bit of this shade right here on the small brush Radio, just because I think we need just a little bit of color, which we'll have to screw this shit right up. Okay, so then we have Radio on the inner corner of our eyes. I didn't think that I was going to like mixing those colors, but I actually like the way that it looks. It's something different, you know, from the sparkly colors in the eye corner. So I'm going to do my lashes with my new favorite Bare Minerals Lash Dominations. I am going to line my lips with Lumiere from ColourPop and Ashton from ABH, and while I finish getting ready, I will insert some swatches.
Sometimes when you're here, I can't feel no doubt, 'cause you keep me
let me give you my honest thoughts on this palette. It is a very, very nice palette. I am very, very surprised, like I said, because Urban Decay has always been hit or miss for me. Now, if I didn't say it earlier, this does retail for $49. $49, 21 shades. You get jewel tones, you get your mattes. I mean, it's everything in one palette. The pigmentation is very nice. It is not like, oh my god, this is so pigmented, but the pigmentation is there. It's nice. Honestly, for $49, if I'm gonna sit here and be really, really honest, I'm sure a lot of you have these colors in your collection. So if you don't have them in your collection and you want the palette, I would say to go ahead and get it. Now, I want to give you a side-by-side comparison. This is the Perception palette from ColourPop. And if you have this palette, then you will already have some or most of these colors in here. You've got your oranges, your blues, your greens, I mean, your browns. So, I mean, if you have this palette, I would probably say to skip this palette. Unless you really, really, really feel like you need this in your life. But for the price of this one, I really would have just stuck with this one and not picked this one up. Do I like this palette? Absolutely. Do I think it is a nice palette? Yes. But for $49, the coloring that is in this palette is almost similar to other palettes. So I probably would have passed if I would have thought of that before I sat down and was messing with these colors and was like, wait a minute, I feel like I have this. And I dug through all of my ColourPop stuff and lo and behold, they're very similar. Now, are they identical? Absolutely not, but similar. So guys, that is my thoughts, my review on the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are not yet subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. And until next time, bye guys.